or stream it live on Fox Sports Go. Yesterday, the first episode of Tom Brady's new Facebook documentary, Tom vs. Time, was released. It shows Brady following last year's Super Bowl and leading up to the start of this season. Let's take a listen.
Let's see which ones we got here. 2007. Oh, God. It's not a great ending to that year. I'm pulling out a bad ending. I had to pull out a happy ending. 2015, 2014. Oh, right here. 2016. So I still keep this. My suspension letter that I received. Just a nice way to remember. Thank you. I wish I did at 22 years old what I was doing, for the last 10 years. I just didn't know any better.
That was a good one.
I didn't know any different. I kind of did what everyone else was doing. Hopefully, as you gain experience in these things, you can learn to be more efficient, and create this version of me at 40 that I think is a lot better than when I was 22. I've given my body, my everything, every bit of energy for 18 years to it. Good to see you.
How you feeling?
I am doing okay. So if you're going to compete against me, you better be willing to give up your life.
Well, these good.
Because I'm giving up mine. When I see myself out there, I feel like, man, I still do this, and I do it better than I've ever done it. So why should I stop?
Shannon, what was your biggest takeaway?
Why is Tom Brady patting himself on the back? Now, I know a guy that wrote an Instagram post to himself, congratulating himself on 30,000 points. Why would Tom Brady pat himself on the back? Why can't we do that, Skip?
Because one guy's won 5 Super Bowls and about to play in his 8th, and the other guy's lost 5 finals.
Yeah, but hey, Mount Rushmore basketball player, that's neither here nor there. But I liked it. I was a little skeptical at first, but I like it. I still think he's a little cheese ball, a little,
I agree.
I'm like, oh my God, Tom, really? Really? Is that the way
I agree.
I mean, you're at home.
I'm giving you this.
Yeah.
You're right. You were right.
But he provided some valuable insights, and I will not sit here and skip and says I was as great a player as Tom Brady. But a lot of what he said resonated with me.
I got it.
Because I gave up my life, and I surrounded myself with people that understood that football was the most important thing. And if me and football wasn't the most important thing to you, well, I remove myself from the equation. I realized, and I've had this conversation with my kids, because there were times that I promised to take them to Six Flags, but I had trained and pushed myself so far, Skip, I couldn't go. And they didn't understand it then. They was just thinking Daddy didn't want to do anything with them. As they got older, and as they are older now, they're in their 20s, they understood what Daddy was doing, because Daddy realized time is the one thing that you cannot recapture. And so I tried to as much time to find it, because it's not like a doctor, Skip. I can be a doctor for 20 years. I can be a lawyer for 30 years. You got a small window to be a professional athlete, a very small window to be at the top. And I wanted to get there, and I wanted to stay there, and I realized what it was going to take. And to watch him train in the offseason, and what he said really resonated with me, Skip. I wish I had known 10 years ago what in my 20s. See, at 20, he said, I'm better at 40 than I was 22. He said, if I could have trained from 22 like I train now, man, what could I have been? If I said the same thing. I got introduced to speed training, and I started training like a track athlete, doing a lot of the stuff they did. I set the record for receiving for a tight end in the game, Skip, in year 13. Year 13. I had 2 of my longest touchdown runs in year 12 and year 13. So I'm like, Tom, it resonated with me to see what he was going through, to see Dr. Guerrero. And like I said, I ain't got a problem. I don't even know Dr. Guerrero. But Tom Brady believes that this man has added years.
I'm not even sure he's a doctor. But
well, whatever his name, I don't even know his first name.
Yeah, like the Dr. Pepper commercial.
Yeah, he ain't a real doctor, but I guess he stayed at Holiday Inn, so he plays one on Tom Brady. But Skip, Tom believes that whatever this man is doing to him and for him is helping him. Skip, these guys don't come cheap. You hear the stories about LeBron spending $2 million. I remember I had a guy named Steve Hamilton, and I believed in him. I swore by him. So in the off season, I would bring him out with me. Skip, when you bring these guys out, you take up their book. So if you normally get, he might have 10 appointments that day. You brought up all those appointments.
Yeah.
For the week. Every day. And you putting them up. So it's not people.
No.
To be great like Tom Brady, or to be great like LeBron, or like these top flight athletes, Skip, it costs money. It costs time. And you better have a partner that's willing to understand that and accept that, because if they don't, first of all, it's not gonna last long. Because when you're great and that other partner doesn't understand that it takes time, it takes a single-minded focus. And if that partner doesn't understand that, it's not gonna be long, Skip. And I'm give Tom credit. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but watching it and seeing the dedication of what it takes for him to be great at this age. Because here's the thing with all great athletes, Skip, they don't compare Tom Brady to any other quarterback. They compare him to a 30-year-old Tom Brady, a 28-year-old Tom Brady. That's the comparison. They never compare LeBron James to Michael.
Yeah.
Michael at 28. That's what the comparison is. And for him to want to do it every day. Skip, I love the training. The training didn't get me. It's just them damn meetings. I couldn't do it anymore, Skip.
No, I got it.
3 hours. Oh, man, no. I ain't want to watch no more film. I'm tired. No. I'm gonna watch. I don't know how many series. This was one. I don't know if it's 3, if it's 4, if it's 5. But I'm gonna watch them all.
Okay. There's a lot to learn there. So, obviously, I'm a Tom Brady fan, but I want to be clear about this. I was talking to Ernestine about it last night because we both watched this, and I said, understand, I don't even know much about him off the field. He's all that, oh, shucks, gee whiz, looks like a nerdy dad, posting silly things on Instagram and Facebook and doing silly things, as we saw last night with his kids around the house.
Throwing up leaves in the backyard like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah. I don't know anything about all that. I don't know about him spiritually. I don't know much about him. It seems like he's a good father. I hope he's a good husband, but I don't even know that. But I do know this. He is simply the greatest clutch performer on the biggest stages in any sport ever. That's just me. Consistently, he has been the greatest clutch performer, and you can't take that away from him. He is an assassin in sheep's clothing because he's in a really weird package, given what most athletes are.
Yes.
There doesn't seem to be any edge to him, usually. I'm going to get to one little edgy thing that he said last night and that we saw. But I stepped back, and the first thing I thought was, any other athlete in any sport, I'd have a little problem if you scheduled to release your debut episode of your documentary in between the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. It's pretty presumptuous, right?
Yeah.
He's earned the right. He's the only one this side of Michael Jordan who's earned the right to do that.
Well,
right?
When could he get the most eyeballs?
You got it. But it's pretty presumptuous now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're risking that you would have lost the AFC Championship game because they'd already scheduled this on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I don't believe they'd have released it.
Okay, maybe not.
Maybe not this version of it. Maybe they go and they talk about some other things. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, they would have had to change the end of it a little bit because there's Giselle in the car and they're driving away from opening night loss, the debacle, the 42-28 to Kansas City, and Tom's cursing bleep, 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 bleep because it's got the subtitles. And she's trying to talk him off the ledge. Well, you don't. It's new. Some of your teammates don't know you.
And you could just retire and come on home, and you won't have to worry about this.
But she was basically saying in the end, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but she said, "Trust me, it's going to turn out great."
Correct.
Cut to credits because it turned out pretty great.
Yeah.
They're back in another Super Bowl,
Correct.
and they're a 5-ish point favorite to win that Super Bowl, right?
Correct.
So I'm going to give him a pass on that one because he earned the right to. So here it comes with the timing of this, and it also is a little I told you so to his head coach. And I do think they're having sort of a private little battle going back and forth, a quiet little battle. I know we saw him hug at the end of the game. We talked about the dueling radio shows they had on Monday about how big a deal the injury was. Tom said he was really stressed out. Bill says,
Wasn't open heart
it's not a football crisis. I thought it qualified as a football crisis. So this is another little tweak to him. But then we got to see, to me, riveting enthralling insight into what makes this guy tick. And it's rare. It's like everybody should watch this who plays sports, even great players, and say, oh, so that's how you do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously he pulls out the letter that he keeps, his suspension letter.
And Roger Goodell wrote, handwritten that one.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure normally they type it to you, Jordan. They fit it, and he's got his little fake name. Rod handwritten this one. Yeah, I got you.
Well, okay. And what did he say at the end of that little bite? He said, thank you. Jordan-esque motivation. He's going to hang on to that.
He should.
And then what did he say about the pick six that he threw in the second quarter of last year's Super Bowl?
Yeah.
He said, I knew if we lose this game at that moment, he's going through it, he's processing this. This will be the defining play of this game.
Always.
And he ended that little bite with saying it was not the defining play because he was obsessed with, he was driven to overcome that play in the end of that game. And it was a mountain to climb, but he climbed that mountain. And now we get to my favorite defining Tom Brady moment. And I think we have this clip. Could we show this quickly? I think we're going to have to bleep it. But
So when you're 39 and most guys would go, you know, I can fire that.
woo! Tom Brady said that word?
Oh,
He said that word.
Why?
I can fire that.
Mo. Tom, wash your mouth out with soap, Tom.
Okay, there's that guy inside.
Yeah.
That's that Psycho Tom guy that comes out on Sunday at Foxborough, right?
Yes.
Because he's got that in him.
You got to. To be that great, you have to have a certain level of rage inside of you that burns. Because you look at Roger Federer, and you're like, oh, look at him.
That's the same sort of
exactly.
Yeah.
See, Jordan was different. You knew Jordan had that rage because he had that scowl. You look at Tom like, oh, golly gee whiz, guy, and he's steady knifing you in the back, ripping your heart out, patting you on the back at the same time, and realize like, I ain't got no guts. Tom was just patting me on the back. He done stole my wallet and he done gutted me.
Well, my favorite quick Jordan story, and I covered him his last year in Chicago and got to know him pretty well. And he walked by, there were two of us standing there, a columnist and a reporter, at the end of a practice during the finals. And they traded off days when they spoke to the media. And he walked right by me. And again, he liked me, but he looked up and he said, I ain't talking to you, same words, bleep bleeps, to you bleep bleeps today. And it was just like raw, rare. It was just like angry. Like, I didn't do anything. What you
should have grabbed him by the back of his shirt, so you will talk to me.
But that's that guy. That's that assassin.
Think about what he said, Skip. And the first thing he says,
Streamline it. He just give him more. He's process, and he'll draw.
that the Cavs did not trade him. Reportedly, Kyrie convinced Dan Gilbert in the front office that the relationship was, quote, not salvageable. The minor surgery would have eased some of the swelling and pain in Kyrie's knee, and eventually he was traded to Boston. Shannon, is this out of bounds by Kyrie?
This is way out of bounds. This is in the cheap seats. This is too far, Skip. And I get it. You want it out. But he was willing to, for lack of a better word, sabotage the season and his teammates. Skip, I Because I ain't trading you, bro. No, sir. It's not going to happen, Skip. And war with, fight those battles, and then you were willing to do
The team that should be concerned about this are the Celtics. Danny Ainge, like, I would say, is this true? Did you really? Why didn't you have the cleanup surgery? I assume it's arthroscopic because remember he shattered his kneecap before.
But Danny Ainge looking like, okay, Kyrie Irving special, knee, maybe knee scope, or a guy possibly with a torn labrum that's 5'9".
You could argue, are they both damaged goods?
Yeah, but Skip, for me, like I said, I don't mind guys being selfish, but as long as the team and you're not, whatever you're doing, you're not trying to be me in front of the team. Because at that point, I get it, Kyrie, you didn't want to be there for whatever reason. You and LeBron had butted heads or you wanted to run your own show. I get all of that. But Kobe wanted to be some of the best deals are the deals that don't get done, Skip. And, you know, Kobe, I want out, trade me, I ain't playing, I'm going, I got to go. No. And I think Kobe's glad that he stayed because we view Kobe, 20 years as a Laker, that's saying something. We won 5 titles, and he was able to win the 2 more titles after they traded Shaq. But, man, I look at Kyrie in a totally different light now. Got no problem with a guy wanting to leave, but not to the extent that you're willing to sabotage a season or team.
That's the wrong word. He wasn't going to sabotage. He just said he's drawing a line in the sand. I don't want to play with that guy
Okay,
anymore.
drawing a line in the sand is sabotaging.
Okay? It's not sabotage.
What is it?
It's just saying I'm my own man and I want out.
Okay,
I can't take this. And I told you I was the first to report this. I have a source very close to him who said, I told you from day one, he's done with LeBron James. He just can't take the daily, nightly drama that is LeBron James. He can't take the finger pointing, the blame deflecting, all of the cryptic tweets and the passive-aggressive posts on social media that everybody runs to their keyboards to try to figure out and talk about on talk shows. And he just said, I can't take this anymore because he believed that LeBron had gotten to the point in his career where he was more focused on promoting himself and building his personal achievements in basketball as opposed to winning championships.
So where did that triple-double go into that?
Well, I'm just telling you what I'm telling you what he thought. That's what he decided. You can say what you want about what he decided, but when he decided, this is a rare breed in Kyrie Irving. He is his own little man. And when he decides, he really, really decides. And he just said, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't take it anymore. I'm out. And he is one who might quit, might completely quit. If you forced him, he would just say, okay, I just don't want to do this. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna see.
So he's out, and it's clear. I told you from the start. He was willing to go to. Okay, I'll just sit a year, and if he was forced again, he'd say, okay, I'll sit another year. He's one of those kind of guys.
Well, sit.
Yeah.
Sit.
And again, he had been told, he had heard reportedly that the Cavs were trying to trade him straight up for Paul George, and he assumed that LeBron had signed off on that. That was pre this.
No. I believe the only person that LeBron would sign off Kyrie being traded for is a Kevin Durant. You got to get some equal value. I don't think Paul George is Now, Paul George plays both ends. He can lock down defense, great wing defender. He's in the running right now, Skip, for Defensive Player of the Year. But I'm not trading Kyrie. I'm not trading Kyrie, who I spent 3 years with, have a great relationship.
That's what he was told.
Yeah.
And again, he thought that LeBron was either blessing it or masterminding it or driving it. That's all he knew.
But that's his perception,
he
Skip.
felt like they were trying to sabotage him, that the bridge was already on fire.
Oh.
Well, that's his mindset. He's one of those guys.
Let me ask you a question.
Can't change his mind.
Let me ask you a question. Had LeBron not come back to Cleveland and they gone to 3 straight finals and won one, is Kyrie thought of in the same way now as before LeBron got back there? Would he be thought of in the same light?
I don't know.
You know, Skip.
I don't.
You do
I really don't. I mean, that's such a hypothetical question. Who knows what would have happened?
He's Dame Lillard. Scoring a bunch of points, doing nothing.
Okay, is he going to be Dame Lillard in Boston?
But Skip.
I mean, you were just raving about him in the previous topic.
He is special.
Okay. All right.
Dame Lillard is special.
Okay.
But I'm just saying.
I don't think Dame Lillard is nearly as special as this guy.
Skip, put Dame Lillard with LeBron. You didn't think Kyrie was Kyrie? Nobody was hooping and hollering about Kyrie. Yeah, he can handle the ball, but he's in the lottery every year.
I think we're seeing you should flip your sentence around, put LeBron with Kyrie, because LeBron needed Kyrie to close, to do a lot of things.
If you don't mind me asking, how many MVPs did LeBron have before Kyrie got there?
Whatever it was. You
Okay.
know.
How many finals had LeBron gone to before he played with Kyrie? How many? How many times has a LeBron James team?
How much do you miss Kyrie right now? That's all I hear.
Okay, hold on.
Please come back.
No. How many times has a LeBron James team been in the lottery? Kyrie got Andrew Wiggins.
Okay,
Kyrie
but
got
you know
Andrew
what was
Wiggins.
happening?
What happened?
He was coming.
If he's
he
that
was
guy.
growing up.
LeBron James
If he'd gotten a little more help around him, that was a terrible basketball team.
LeBron
It was
James,
Kyrie and nobody.
LeBron James was loaded. He had him a Shaq or Kareem waiting on him when he got there, huh? Stop it, Skip
I don't
Bayless.
know.
You trying to put Kyrie on equal footing with LeBron James.
No, I'm not.
And that's never going to happen.
I didn't. You're the one who's been raving about him.
Kyrie-
Do the Cavs not miss Kyrie Irving right now?
Of course they do,
I
Skip.
mean, he was half of that battle.
Yes.
He was.
Skip, I'm not saying Kyrie isn't special. He is a special talent. But Kyrie, really, we started looking at Kyrie, Skip. Cleveland Cavaliers game wasn't even on TV, unless you had the NBA package. Let's stop be for real. Okay. How many times you see Kyrie on TNT? How many times you see him on the other network that show basketball games?
19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old. Baby.
They had LeBron.
Started to grow up.
They had LeBron James game on TV at 19, baby. At 20, baby. At 21, baby.
What's happening in Boston right now, it looks like they're pretty good. And they lost an all-star on opening night in Cleveland. They lost an all-star, and they're still the best team in the East.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
We're not arguing team success. You talk about he drew a line in the sand. He was willing to sabotage the team in order to get his wishes. Now
Sabotage?
Yes, Skip.
No, that was...
Okay,
he's willing to take a stand for himself.
Okay, he's willing
I've
to...
had enough.
Okay,
and if you wanted to trade me, I'm not going to play next year.
That's sabotage.
No, it's
so
not.
why hasn't he had the surgery? If his knee was that bad.
I just told you, I don't know.
Hey, you do know.
That's
because he was willing to sabotage the season of the Cleveland Cavaliers to get what he wanted. That's what he was willing to do.
You know and I know that is the wrong word.
No, it's not.
Sabotage.
Sabotage.
No.
Yes.
He's willing to take a stand that very few players would take.
Okay, stand,
I'm out.
sabotage.
I'm out on the best player on the planet. I've had enough
Sabotage.
of it. Done.
By any metrics, that's sabotage.
Sabotage.
Yeah. So why hadn't he had? If his knee was that bad, why hasn't he had the surgery, Skip?
I brought it up before you did. Don't keep asking me. I don't know. Ask Kyrie.
Because it wasn't that bad, so he was willing to sabotage the season.
So he was willing
to sabotage the season.
To sabotage LeBron's season, right?
So you did use the word.
No. I mean, you're doing it from LeBron's perspective.
No, Skip. He was employed by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah. And here's the bottom line to this. LeBron has no one but himself to blame for this whole scenario, because if LeBron, during the offseason, had committed to Dan Gilbert for 3 more years, just say, I'm going to finish in Cleveland, 3 more years, do you realize what a bargaining chip you would have had in Kyrie Irving? Because then you could just trade him for open season players. You could just go for players. But Dan Gilbert is still afraid LeBron's going to leave. I'm sure in his heart of hearts he thinks LeBron is going to leave.
I blame the
so he needed a draft pick, so he sent him to Boston for the draft pick.
I blame the 2 G's for LeBron. God and Gloria James, because people are envious of LeBron James.
You won't answer the question.
What?
I just told you that's the deal in Cleveland right now. It would have changed life if LeBron had committed.
LeBron ain't got to commit.
So you're going to have to live with what you wrought.
Yeah.
He wrought this.
And what happened when the last time LeBron James? Did you see the value of the Cavaliers and how it plummeted? What do you think is going to happen next time? They had Kyrie, and the value wasn't going up.
Well, they need a draft pick to start over with.
Yeah, okay.
They still have one.
I guarantee you that draft pick won't add the value that LeBron James will.
Well, obviously.
Okay, obviously.
Well, and he's not going to stay.
Well, is Kyrie that guy? So how much value has Kyrie added to the Celtics?
Wait, did LeBron walk away the first time? Did he take his talents to South Beach once?
Skip.
Yeah.
It was a sign and trade.
Wait a minute. LeBron sabotaged his home team.
Skip. He was a free agent.
Oh.
He was a free agent.
That's sabotage.
You know a thing about being
about
being a free agent.
He left Dan Gilbert high and dry.
You know about being a free agent.
What do you mean? Do I know?
Yeah. As a free agent, what do you get to do? Shop your talent. See? LeBron was a free agent. Shop his talents. Ta-da. But he wasn't willing to sabotage. He didn't sabotage Dan Gilbert.
I thought he was from Northeast Ohio.
What the hell that mean?
Gloria James? How can you walk away from that? Wow.
So let me get it right. You got to. So basically, wherever you born and went to school at, you got to just like go back and live and be a lawyer in that community.
Well, wasn't that the pitch when he went back? I'm coming home.
Yeah. Tell the world I'm coming.
For a few years. The XFL is back, but will it work? We'll discuss that next.
Again. Dan Gilbert.